Hey guys, this is Odysseus with BnGmilitia. I'm just bringing you a little commentating for Battlefield Training Boot Camp, Control and UI. This is going to be a series that I'm going to start doing, just labeled as Battlefield Training, that I'm going to start doing for the community that just needs a little bit more assistance and really just doesn't understand how to play the game. Maybe you're coming from Call of Duty or a different first-person shooter, don't quite understand how things work, and I can understand it can be confusing and how the UI works and how the controls work. Basically right now I'm just going to go over a little bit of information about how everything works and how it corresponds. Now a lot of this is just going to be a little bit of stupid information that you may or may not have known. I'm going to put an annotation to skip through some of it, and then it'll be able to skip through to the UI, and then you'll be able to skip on to further information. There'll be annotations in the corners for all that information that you might need. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. The first things first, simple thing, WASD for movement, W for forward, A for left, S for backwards, and D for right. Now the next ones that we're going to go through is 1 through 6, which is basically just going to be your weapon changings. Pretty self-explanatory there, different weapons for different things, but 1 and 2 are always going to be the same thing. It's going to be your primary, and your number 2 is going to be your sidearm for whatever you have picked for that. Now shift, since we're going to stay in the movement section for right now, is going to be your sprint. Most games are the same thing. But it's going to be shift in this game. You can change that if you want. Space bar is going to be your jump. Control is going to be crouch, of course. Z is prone. R is reload. E is interact. Now interacting, you can interact with vehicles. You can interact with other weapons that might be dropped on the ground. Just different things that are in the game that you may be able to interact with. And E will be the one that you hold down. MCOM, stuff like that. We'll go over all that in a later video, since we're just sticking to the basics right now. F is for your knife kill, which you're going to really like when you first see your first knife kill. Pretty epic there. G is for grenade. Pretty simple there. A little bit more advanced things here that most people might not know about is Q. Q is spotting. Now spotting is kind of difficult sometimes to understand, but it's pretty simple once you get it down. Now whenever you see an enemy and he's in your sights or in your vision range, I guess, within your reticle that's on the screen, depending on if you're playing hardcore or normal mode, you will have what's called the spotting ability, which basically doesn't come up. You can just hit Q and then it'll put it on there, and basically you have your 3D view, which would be little dots that are over people, like a triangle, upside down triangle, that you'll be able to see above the enemy, and that basically is just telling you that an enemy is there and that someone has spotted him, or you've spotted him yourself, which is definitely a great idea to do, especially if there's a lot of debris or smoke in the air that you really can't see through. It would be able to give you a better idea of what's going on. Next thing is F1 through F6. This is going to be able to change your seats within a vehicle. We'll go over that a little bit more once we get to vehicles and stuff like that, but that's just a simple thing to learn right now. T is for turning off your tactical light and your laser. I'll put up a video showing how that happens. V is for changing firing modes, semi, burst fire, automatic, so on and so forth. Pretty simple on that one. N is for zooming in on your mini-map. There's different zooms that you can do with that. You just tap them with the N button. M is going to bring up your entire map, and you'll be able to see the entire battlefield and what you're viewing. J will be for all chat. K is going to be for team chat, and L is going to be for squad chat. Pretty self-explanatory there. All chat's going to go to everybody, team's going to go to your main team, and squad's going to go to your squad. Nobody else is going to see that except for the people that are labeled inside of that for that particular command. Alright, so we're going to get started on the UI here. Now this is probably going to be the screen that you're going to come in on when you first get into a match. Now, as you can see, there's nobody in this match. I'm doing it on a zero populated server right now, just to kind of show you guys some things, so I don't have to be rushed, or so I can go straight through it with you and make sure we got everything taken care of. Now, as you can tell, you got the plus sign, which is the medic sign, of course, which will be for assault, also known as medic. You have the wrench for the engineer, and then you have the bullets for the support, and then you have the crosshairs for the recon. Now, what I'm going to start out with is just the assault, because that's my main class that I play. We're just going to go through this whole bottom line here. Now, they just added this recently, but you can hit this, and then this will select all of the weapons that you're able to cycle through. And you can cycle through whatever you want, you know, so on and so forth. And it does it for every single one of these, for everything that you've unlocked. But just for training purposes, we're just going to stick on the M16A3. Now, you can spawn on vehicles through this way, and as you can tell, it changes your point of view as well in the back screen. Attacker deployment is going to show you where you're going to spawn. This is going to show you where you spawn, so on and so forth. And also, when you select a player, you'll be able to see where they're running to. This is going to be the squad menu. Whenever you have more squads, which we don't because this is only an 8-person server, you will have more squad openings, and then you can switch teams, and then there will also be a button if you click on this, the other squads, you'll be able to select them. You also have the customize ability, which will basically go a little bit more in depth than what you just saw on the main screen with this bottom bar. But here's what your kits, land, air, so on and so forth, and you can recustomize everything. Now when you go into the loadout, basically you can cycle through the weapons this way, or you can go through the accessories and then select it this way and do it that way, and then basically select them all, so on and so forth. And you can go through every single one of them. Land, same thing, pretty self-explanatory there. Also, what you'll notice with mine, with my information is that I play in colorblind mode. I'm actually colorblind. Some people do and some people do not play in colorblind mode. You'll find colorblind mode under video settings. You can turn it on and off, whatever you want. Also, you can reassess your key bindings depending on what you want to do. But I find the key bindings perfectly fine with me, and plus most of the weapons taken around your WASD are taken anyway, so it really doesn't even matter. But some people find colorblind mode to be a good thing. Try it out if you really want to use it. Whether or not you do or not, it's up to you. Now, basically, let's just go ahead and spawn now. And let's spawn up top at the little bird, and we'll get out of that real quick. Now, we're going to show you a little bit of UI. Now, in the bottom left-hand corner, as you can see, is the mini-map. Now, you can tell different things from this. One, you can see the helicopter on the mini-map. I'll go ahead and zoom in on that so you can tell a little bit more. You can see the helicopter. You can also see that helicopter over there, and you can also see the tanks at the bottom, in about the middle of the map. I can't really point at it because I don't have a cursor. And you can also see the, I guess the cavalry vehicle, which would be a Hummer. And then that's basically all you really need to know about that. Now, if you, that also zooms in, so on and so forth, like I said before. Now in the bottom right hand corner, the vitals at the very bottom, you have 100%, which basically means, signifies you have 100 health. You have your ammo, which is 31 on the other side, 124 on the right. And then you will have, when you select V, you can see your modes. See that this only has 2 modes. It has automatic and semi. It's pretty much all that is. And then in the top left hand corner, you'll have your chat, which you can cycle through with J, K, and L for each one of the chats in that. Now, when you kill somebody in the top right hand corner, you can't really see it now, but you'll see basically when you kill somebody, you'll see their name pop up, the weapon, and who got killed by that weapon. Also in the very center, middle, very bottom, by I guess the wrist of the character right now that I'm playing as, you will also see your name, the weapon that you killed them with, and the person that got killed. Now, there's different UIs for different vehicles too. I'm not really going to go into them at this point. That'll be a later vehicle. So if you're looking at learning a little bit more about vehicles and whatnot, just stick around. We'll get to that. We're going to get past all this noob stuff first, and then we will be able to later on address those and the different things that people want to hear about. So anyways, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, gripes, complaints, please give them to me. I want to hear what you guys think, what you think I might be doing bad on, what I can critique myself on. But other than that, this is BnGmilitia Odysseus signing out.